President Barack Obama is now at the center of the new strike force investigation at the Department of Justice. And I'll tell you Trump's next move and why I think it will make many of you happy. Obama and Trump agree on two things. Obama will likely not go to jail, and both men point to Adam Schiff as the big scapegoat of the Russiagate hoax. President Trump announces the United States is bringing in so much new money, he's seriously considering a rebate check or a stimulus check to a certain income level and below. So much to go through. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, we hit 2 million amazing truth-seeking subscribers here on YouTube. This is so amazing. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for watching the show. I've been on YouTube for 16 years and consistently putting out videos for 12 years. It's been an absolute honor to serve you and look forward to many, many years to come. So hit that subscribe button, but thank you for helping me get over 2 million. President Trump is signing an executive order aimed at helping cities and states remove homeless individuals from public streets and addressing rising drug abuse. The order instructs Attorney General Pam Bondi to roll back legal barriers that prevent state and local government from committing individuals who pose a danger to themselves or others. It also requires federal agencies to coordinate grant programs supporting enforcement of laws against open drug use, urban camping, loitering, squatting, and tracking of sex offenders. The order redirects federal funds towards relocating individuals who are sleeping on the street, causing public disturbance, or suffering from severe mental illness or addiction, placing them instead in treatment centers or care facilities. Additionally, it bars discretionary grant funding for substance use programs from supporting drug injection sites or any form of illicit drug use. It also prohibits housing registered sex offenders with children in federally supported homelessness programs and allows for housing exclusively designated for women and children. So Trump is planning to get people off the street and in where they can be safe, others can be safe, and they can get real help. Biden literally used taxpayer money to hand out glass crack pipes and create safe places to get high. Instead of addressing the problem, they just said, hey, go crap and do drugs in front of this bus stop. It's such backwards thinking. While we await new information about Jeffrey Epstein, the FBI has just announced a coordinated secret operation on the dark web where people were selling disgusting and inappropriate images of children. It has it has resulted in the arrest of 19 people, and they are now off the streets. This was Operation Grayskull. It also led to the arrest of nearly 100 people in 7 different nations. The United States is now safer because of getting these sicko wackos off the internet and into jail. Now, I believe President Trump is about to open up phase 2 of his plan to get Barack Obama and those that work to undermine the United States of America, democracy, our elections, and President Trump's first term. Trump has always known that Barack Obama was the leader of the Get Trump movement. President Trump has always known that the mainstream media, the deep state, and Democrats would do everything to protect Obama and his lies. I also believe that President Trump has always known that Obama would have presidential immunity. After all, he fought for it in the Supreme Court. However, he has been calling for Obama's arrest, saying that Obama committed treason using aggressive, hyperbolic language so that the mainstream media would carry his message. It's actually a really brilliant move because he knew that people would jump in and defend Obama at all costs. But listen to what President Trump had to say because I found it very interesting.
Thank you, Mr. President. How do you think that the Supreme Court's ruling that benefited you on presidential immunity would apply to former President Barack Obama and what you're accusing him of doing?
It probably helped him a lot. Probably helped him a lot, the immunity ruling. But it doesn't help the people around him at all. But it probably helped him a lot. He's done criminal acts, there's no question about it. But he has immunity, and it probably helped him a lot. He owes me big. Obama owes me big.
So President Trump, the very person that will now protect Obama from the wrath of the Trump DOJ. However, did you hear what he said there? Yeah, it probably benefits Obama, but not anyone else, right? And that's exactly who they are going to be going after. So Trump is going to go after Obama full force. Pam Bondi at the DOJ announced a newly created strike force where Obama is at the heart of the investigation. Now, why do this if ultimately he is going to have presidential immunity? I believe what they are trying to do is expose the American public to the crimes of Barack Obama and the Democrat Party. His legacy is going to take a major hit. Obama then threw Adam Schiff to the wolves, absolutely threw him under the bus, saying, if I did something wrong, then why did the head of the Intel Committee, Adam Schiff, say it was all true? It had to be true if that's what he said. So he is going on record saying, yes, this is exactly what happened. And I'm going to show that to you right now. Let me just pull that up on the screen because this is really fascinating. Listen to this.
Kick it off with the hot topic of the hour. Senate Republicans are now calling on the Department of Justice to appoint a special counsel to investigate former President Barack Obama over newly classified and declassified information in the Russia collusion probe. Attorney General Pam Bondi is taking the lead, of course, and forming a strike force to investigate declassified Obama-era evidence after Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said Obama should be criminally investigated. President Obama's office responded to the allegation saying, quote, these bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. California Senator Adam Schiff, meanwhile, is the ranking member. And at the time, he was the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee in the House during the investigation. He's claiming that Gabbard's declassified intelligence is dishonest, claiming everything that he said was accurate. Watch this.
Senator, question for you. Should Obama and his team be held responsible in some way for pushing the Russia collusion narrative that was proven false to take down Trump?
Well, if you read the well-reported intelligence community report, you know they documented Russia's efforts to help denigrate Hillary Clinton, which gave a boost to the Trump campaign. And I think what Gabbard and her staff are doing is dishonest and misstated. And I'll leave it with that.
Do you owe an apology at all, though, on what you were saying during this whole thing? It was proven false?
And proven accurate.
Everything you've been saying is accurate about Russia collusion?
Of course it's not accurate. He was all over the media saying that there was collusion in plain sight. The White House says now that Adam Schiff was one of the chief propagandists behind the Russia collusion hoax. He's now trying to desperately cover his tracks as this entire lie is being exposed to the world.
So Adam Schiff says that actually Tulsi Gabbard is the liar, not me. Obama, the CIA, Brennan, everything they said was backed up by the report that she's saying that, yes, Russia interfered and it was to get Hillary Clinton. So he lies. And then when he's asked about his lies, he says, I've been shown to only be telling the truth. So this is a serial liar. And Obama is throwing him under the bus. Donald Trump is throwing him under the bus. So strike force at the DOJ, they're going to go through with this. Even though Obama will likely get away with it, his legacy won't. The mainstream media is going to be forced to cover this story. And I believe Adam Schiff is in big, big trouble. Now, they might not get Adam Schiff either, because of the pardon that Biden gave to him. However, that pardon does not cover the mortgage fraud that he committed. So again, I believe Adam Schiff is going to be dragged into the light, his sins exposed. We will get the truth, but he might not go to jail for that. But I do believe we are going to see him handcuffed and perp walked for committing mortgage fraud for over a decade. This is a serious crime that has sent many people to jail. All right, now Tulsi Gabbard gives us more updates on what is going on. Let me go ahead and bring that to the stage and update you guys. This is Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard going over the next moves.
Lie. That was the plan all along. It seems from what you've revealed, the core of the December 9 meeting President Obama called was getting this assessment in position for it to be leaked and weaponized. Now the Department of Justice has organized a strike force to assess the criminal referrals you've sent. What's your reaction to the DOJ's swift action on this? And do you think it'll lead somewhere?
Yeah, I've spoken with Attorney General Bondi. This strike force is exactly the necessary first step towards what will follow coming from the Department of Justice. We have referred all of the documents that we have released, both redacted and unredacted versions, to them for their investigation to look at the criminal options for indictments and prosecution that are available to them. I think they understand the seriousness of this, and the fact that this strike force team has been put together to focus singularly on this issue is certainly a positive sign.
Your investigation uncovered witnesses who told you that, or told your team that CIA Director John Brennan overruled intelligence officials who were objecting to the inclusion of the Steele dossier in the intelligence community assessment. How well would some of those witnesses hold up in court or in a public hearing of the House Oversight Committee?
Well, these are some of the most senior intelligence officials within the CIA who came forward and spoke the truth to the House Intelligence Committee's majority staff team that launched this investigation. They spoke to and interviewed over 20 intelligence community professionals, senior officials within the CIA, which is how they uncovered the truth of what actually happened as reported in the documents that we released yesterday.
And I wonder why they didn't come forward sooner. Members of Congress are always curating whistleblowers. There's an inspector general. Were these people afraid to come forward, or why do you think it took this very proactive investigation that you've led to get to this point?
Oh, there's a couple things here. First of all, this report, the results of this investigation that was conducted by the House Intelligence Community's majority staff, once they finished the report, very quickly it was locked away in a safe in the CIA, in a safe within a safe, I'm told, until very recently at President Trump's direction to make sure that the American people could see the truth. The second thing is I can speak from a firsthand account about the whistleblower within ODNI who worked for then Obama's DNI, James Clapper, about how he refused to go along with this. As a result, he was sidelined and cut out of this. He was the cyber guy in the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper's team. He was sidelined because he wouldn't play along with the lie that they were creating. And he did blow the whistle. He raised this through the ICIG. He raised this, tried to raise this with multiple members of Congress, including Senator Warner. He never got calls back. They were not interested in what he had to say and what he had experienced. He even tried then to go and report this to the Department of Justice under President Biden and was refused. No action. They were not interested in taking action.
All right. Isn't that crazy? Like this report that now is irrefutable evidence that Obama is guilty was created. Over 20 whistleblowers came forward, and then it was locked with a safe within a safe until they found it. Like, why didn't they just destroy this thing, right? So they lock it at CIA, a safe within a safe. Now they find it. Now you have a whistleblower coming forward saying, I already tried to blow the whistle. The CIA didn't want to hear it. The FBI didn't want to hear it. The police didn't want to hear it. The inspector general didn't want to hear it. Nobody wanted to hear this thing because they all wanted to play along and not lose their job, or they were all threatened by Barack Obama and his power at the time. So this is all coming out, and I'm so excited about that. Now, let me know in the comments, even though we're probably not going to get Obama, I love that Trump and Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, they're not backing down. They're saying, we will take this to the finish line. We will cross into the end zone, even though we know it ends with the presidential immunity. We don't care. We want to expose this to the American people. So pretty crazy. All right, now stick with me. President Trump mentioned in an interview today that the United States is bringing in so many billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that he and the White House administration are considering giving some of that back to the American people in the form of a rebate check or a stimulus check. So he said we would have to pick an income level, and then those people would be able to have access to a little bit of extra spending money. Let me add this to the stage and we'll watch what President Trump said together.
That revenue coming in tens of billions of dollars. Do you think there's the possibility of a rebate to the American public in terms of all of that money?
We're thinking about that, actually. We have so much money coming in. We're thinking about a little rebate, but the big thing we want to do is pay down debt. But we're thinking about a rebate. That's a very good question. You just made a lot of news. We're thinking about a rebate because we have so much money coming in from tariffs that a little rebate for people of a certain income level might be very nice.
All right, now let me know in the comments, would you rather that those billions and billions and billions of dollars are used to pay down the national debt? Or would it be nice for maybe people under $100,000 a year income to get a small stimulus check, a rebate check, as the president says, and then going forward, start paying that down? I don't know. Let me know what is a higher priority for you. I remember getting my stimulus check during the lockdown. I just gave them away here on my channel. But let me know in the comments, pay down the debt or a stimulus check for people under a certain income. All right, now, Governor Ron DeSantis shared a really keen observation about Democrats. It's extremely damning, but I believe he is right. They really are at the leadership level, not the voter level, but the leadership level. They really are just incredibly wicked and corrupt. Let's listen to what Governor Ron DeSantis had to say about Democrats.
That they are not, there are several families that are saying that the people inside the facility that are their family members aren't getting medications. Can you explain this and talk about that?
So I like Kevin, but I'm sure he's going to debunk it. I mean, like, I seriously, you have to ask yourself on some of this stuff, just the desire to like create narratives, and like these Democrat politicians parading down here and doing all this stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, I've never seen one of you show up to comfort an angel mom who's lost a child because of illegal alien crime. I've never seen you raise any concern about the victims of illegal immigration. Not one time have I seen these Democrats caravan anywhere in this state, hold a press conference to be able to stand in solidarity with victims. I've never seen that. These are stunts that they're pulling because they're increasingly politically irrelevant in this state, and they're trying to latch on to whatever they can, to create phony narratives.
So Governor Ron DeSantis says Democrats are politically irrelevant. Why? Because when there's a victim of illegal immigrant crime, whether it's death or violating or, taking advantage of a woman, they caravan down to coddle the criminal, not the family that just lost one of their family members. It's just disgusting. I had to bring that up to you. All right, listen to this. French President Emmanuel Macron and French First Lady Brigitte Macron have filed a 22-count defamation lawsuit against podcast host Candace Owens, seeking damages. The case centers on Candace Owens' 8-part podcast series, Becoming Brigitte, in which she claims that Brigitte Macron was born a male, assumed a different identity, and then transitioned genders. Now, she puts forward some interesting information. I personally believe that Brigitte Macron is most likely a woman, but she has gone berserk with these this 8-series podcast. The lawsuit the Macrons put forward is asking for retractions and damages, saying that Owens has been ignoring their requests. The French president even asked President Donald Trump to get involved, which he did. But Candace Owens said, I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to stop sharing this information. So she has doubled down, despite the fact that she is being sued on 22 different counts. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Brigitte Macron is a woman? Or do you think it's what Candace Owens said, that this is a transitioned man, that he is living with a man? I mean, she even went as far as to claim that she was actually her own dad that was a man and then became a woman. I don't know. The whole thing is a little bit convoluted in my opinion. But let me show you what Candace Owens had to say about this so that you can just hear it right from her mouth directly.
You were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it, right? That is what Discovery is for. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to Discovery. I think that we owe that to the world. Anyways, you guys, we are revolting against this. We're revolting against the perverts that run the world. And I want to be very clear here. I count you among them. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting. And I am fully prepared to take on this battle on behalf of the entire world. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. On behalf of the entire world, I will see you in court.
All right. Now, I love that she is a bulldog. She has exposed a lot of things. I don't know whether she's right or wrong. My opinion is that Brigitte Macron is most likely an older woman who had a thing for young boys and married somebody that she met at a very young age named Emmanuel Macron. Alex Jones says this has already been debunked. They've got pictures of her as a young woman, as a mother, and he thinks that Candace Owens is about to get the pants sued off of her. All right, that is my update for today. I'll be on tomorrow to share even more with you. I also have a big exclusive interview about Jeffrey Epstein with super lawyer Alan Dershowitz. I just want to say thank you one more time. Over 2 million of you have subscribed to the channel. And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be your source of news and truth. It's a lot of work, a lot of research, bringing information to you 7 days a week, but I love it. And I just want to say thank you from me and from my family. If you could give this video a like, if you haven't subscribed, there's still time because now we're pushing to 3 million. I love you guys. Stay amazing. And I will see you on the next video.